Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. In this video, we will present about a modern communication from the Islamic perspective. Firstly, my name is TENGKU AINA MUNIRAH binti TENGKU MAHAZIR, matric number 1210534. We're from group 13. Let me introduce our group mate. AMNI binti DZULCAFLI 1210354, HUDA DINI binti SAYUTI 1210358, ARINA NATILIA binti NORAZLAN 1210473, AINUL MARDHIAH binti HAIRUL ANNUAR 1210535, ARDINA binti AZMAN 1213219. Index. First, introduction, summary, the values of the topic, describe about the research progress, advantage and disadvantage, and lastly, conclusion. Introduction. As we know, communication from the Islamic perspective is based on the Quran and Hadith. This is because everything related to the process of communication, either in principle, method, message, of purpose and media should be based on the guidance of revelation revealed by Allah Almighty and also the Messenger of Allah. This practice of communication is considered worship in the life of Muslim. It occurs either in a planned, orderly or spontaneous manner. Now, let's look at the main ideas. Firstly, modern communication is preferred nowadays because it can make it easier for users to share, create social networks, forums, and distribute news easily. Second, values and ethics when communicating are very important in Islam to ensure that everyone carries out the process of communicating well. And last, modern communication also has a negative impact on social relationships because communication through various applications does not replace direct face-to-face contact. It can lead to isolation and depression due to the loss of the ability to communicate with others.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is MARDHIAH binti HAIRUL ANNUAR, matric number 1210535. Today I would like to share with you about summary of the modern communication. First of all, Islam encouraged the use of modern communication methods as long as they are used in a way that is consistent with Islamic value. This means that we should use these methods to communicate honestly, respectfully and ethically. We should also be mindful of the content that we share and make sure that it's not harmful or offensive. Here are some specific examples of how we can use modern communication methods in a way that is consistent with Islamic values. First, we can use social media to share Islamic knowledge and promote positive message. Second, we can use video conferencing to connect with other Muslims from around the world. Third, we can use online forums to discuss Islamic issues and learn from each other. It is important to remember that the way we communicate is a reflection of our Islamic identity. By using modern communication method in a way that is consistent with Islamic value, we can help to spread the message of Islam and make the world a better place. And here are some of the Islamic values that we should keep in mind when using modern communication method. First, honestly. We should always be honest in our communication, both in terms of the content that we share and the way that we share it. Second, respect. We should treat others with respect, even if we disagree with them. And third, ethics. We should use modern communication method in a way that is ethical and responsible. This means avoiding sharing content that is harmful, offensive, or illegal. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is HUDA binti SAYUTI. So,
Evaluating communication in the context of Islamic religion without contradiction can be approached by considering some key principles and guidelines. Here are a few steps to help with the evaluation. Firstly, Tawhid or oneness of God. In Islamic communication should reflect the belief in the oneness of God. This means avoiding any form of communication that contradicts the fundamental principle of Islam, such as associating partners with God, engaging in blasphemy, or promoting polytheism. Secondly, adab or educate. In Islamic communication, emphasize the importance of good manners and etiquette. This includes showing respect, humility, and kindness in interaction, both in person and online. It also involves avoiding offensive or hurtful speech, backbiting, gossiping, and slanders. Next, truthfulness and honesty. In Islamic communication, encourage truthfulness and honesty in all forms of communication. Muslims are encouraged to speak the truth, avoid deception, and fulfill their promises. It is important to verify information before sharing it and avoid spreading rumors or falsehood. Lastly, unity and brotherhood. In Islamic communication should foster unity and brotherhood among Muslims and promote harmony with people of other faith. It is important to avoid divisive language or rhetoric that promote hatred, discrimination, or animosity towards others.
Research progress in our study of Islamic communication is using the Google Form method. The Google Form was disseminated through the mass media platform, which is the WhatsApp group, where the content of the question about Islamic communication is divided into two forms of questions, which are objective and subjective questions. And one of the questions asked to the respondents was about the Islamic perspective on modern communication, which was answered by 10 respondents. One of the respondents' answer that can be taken about the validity of the Islamic perspective on modern communication is make sure as a Muslim we should keep communicating with the right ways and follow with Islamic instruction, such as using good words when communicating and not using obscene words when commenting on social media, because Islam has set basic principles or guidelines to communicate for every Muslim. Urge everyone to respect the privacy of others. Privacy is the personal space of a person who does not want to be exposed to the public space, let alone be used as a topic of discussion, either face-to-face or through the mass media. A good Muslim will protect his body and heart from doing things in vain. The act of spreading shame on other individuals can also damage social harmony due to the loss of privacy and disturb the individual's comfort in activities. In addition, modern communication where the mass media platform is the best place to spread the message of Islam to people in all corners of the world. This is because everyone who uses the internet, no matter where they are, can receive the information that is presented and communicate directly about what is being debated, especially about knowledge related to Islam and things that are not understood.
The advantages of modern communication from the Islamic perspective. Firstly, among the benefits of new media towards human beings in Islam is that it can convey an accurate and comprehensive understanding of Islam based on the guidance of Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. It can act as a medium of da'wah and media of guidance either directly or indirectly to the community. Secondly, proponents of Islam can give a comprehensive picture of Islam to the community on various issues and matters. This is important in shaping and correcting society's views or perceptions of Islam in various forms. This aspect should be given priority in to educate the community in evaluating something on the religious balance. as well as facing the movements of melting and dilution of Islamic terms in society. This could prevent the views that lead to deviations of faith, religious insults, and regrading of dignity and Islamic law. Lastly, in the perspective of Islam, communication is in fact a divine concept with humans, being the finished creature created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, blessed with the brain and all the five senses, and a single unifying factor is communication. Communication in Islam does not stress out on individualistic approach per se, yet the societal approach at large is also pinpointed. Thus, Islam proposes a comprehensive model of communication which puts every communicator aware of the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the sole creator of the world and aware of social function of communication at large known as Ummah.
My name is ARINA NATILIA binti NORAZLAN. My metric number 1210473. The first disadvantages is that society prefers to spend time with smartphone and playing videos rather than interacting with individuals around them, especially teenagers. In addition, the second disadvantage of modern communication is that you will experience the problem of lack of sleep. This is because, based on research, people send telephone message after lying down in bed to sleep, and almost 60% of people sleep with their smartphone by their side. Another disadvantage of modern communication is the gadget surface syndrome. This is because, according to a survey conducted in the United States, almost 91% of teenagers show their pictures on social media because they feel their self-confidence. Therefore, the inaccuracy of information. This is because we get a lot of information from the media, but the information should not be accurate. The last disadvantages of modern communication is gadget addiction. For example, today's children are given telephones or tablets by parents so that parents are not disturbed to complete their respective activities. In conclusion, communication is one of the daily routines in human life. This is because ethical and moral values in a communication or interaction process need to involve elements of ethical responsibility in an interaction. Good and bad values are determined by humans themselves because the guide has been guided by the Al-Quran and As-Sunnah.